What is up, guys? Welcome back to the 12th episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney and the final day of the samurai trial. My name is Isaiah. I am your host and your public appointed attorney, which probably explains why you're resorting to watching a channel of this quality. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Why would I bash my own stuff? Whatever. Anyway, here we go. Let's go ahead. For no further ado, we're going to go and get started on this because I want to get Will Powers off. Completely innocent, no charges whatsoever. There's that buzz. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling amped. Court is now in session for trial, Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was, in fact, Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. I love Edgeworth. And Phoenix for pointing that out. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Miss D. Vasquez is the producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. There she is, smoking in court. Can you do that now? Will the witness state her name and occupation? D. Vasquez. I'm a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes. Edgeworth's like, what? I dislike Nina's banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Poor Edgeworth. Dude's really having a go at it in this trial. I feel bad for the guy. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right, okay. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down. It's a weird phrase. Always thought that, especially right now. I entered the trailer a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp and ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Wait, Sal took you? What did you do, carry you on his back or something? That's weird. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later when we went to Studio 1. That's all. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you. Oh, my man's about to ask the same question I did. Let's go. The van. Oh. Well, still, it was the same question. Like, he took you. What? The van. That's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk, what with the monkey's head toppling over. But how could you have gotten through if the monkey's head was already topped over? Ooh, have I just found my game-breaking decisive evidence? I see. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. Let's do it, Maya. Mia. Maya? Maya. Okay, enter the trailer before noon. I like to press on everything. You guys know that. We press on everything. By yourself. Yes. And you didn't stop at the employee area. No. Are you always just terse? I don't know that word. That, hang on. Let's look that up. I'm interested. What the heck does that word mean? Define terse. Sparing in the sparing in the use of words. Abrupt. Okay, interesting. Well, you know what? You're supposed to learn one new word every day, and that is my one word for the day. Terse. Yes. Okay. The meeting began at 12 sharp, ended at 4. Okay. Hold it! Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a bit more about that. Come on, don't you want to talk? The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Ha ha! Get him. And please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. Ha ha ha! That sucks, buddy. That's funny. Poor guy. There'd be a rehearsal afterwards. We went to Studio 1. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4, so the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think. Come on, all you did was stare at the obvious. State the obvious, Edgeworth. Fatigued. Wait, go back. Fatigued, so has Sal take me. Press. Hold on, you had Sal take you. What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Sal take me to the studio. Into the studio to van. Alright. 15-minute break in the meeting. What were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk, it irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. That's hilarious. It was a 15-minute break. A T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. Hang on. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal? No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. Not according to court. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. Find some evidence that proves she didn't eat that steak. Well, Nick, find anything? Kinda wish she'd said a little more. It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction of what she said. Somewhere. Okay. Okay, so let's look at the evidence. I want to know when the monkey's head toppled. Blocked the scene of the crime between 2:15 and 4. Okay. So let's start over and reread this. When did she leave? Okay, she entered the trailer a little before noon. So that's our first timeline. Entered the trailer before noon. The meeting began at 12, ended at 4. Right. Rehearsal afterwards. So we went to Studio 2. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. Because the monkey's head blocked the scene of the crime between 2:15 and 4. So they couldn't have taken the van, right? I mean, that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. I'm going to go ahead and just... Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. It does? Oh, I've never seen anything contradictory. How? How's that not contradictory? What? How is that not How is that not contradictory? I don't... I think they can present the van instead. And can I present it here? I feel like a lot of the problem with this is just presenting the wrong thing, you know? Like, I can easily present the wrong thing. I'm gonna go do the van. Okay, Your Honor. But he can't have driven the van. What? Am I about to lose this crap, dude? That is so... Like, what? Find anything. I kind of wish she'd said a little more. It's hard. I think she'd be being the boss. So let's find some evidence about her not eating the steak, basically. No, I didn't find anything. Man, I need to make the next, you know, series of this like a live stream, so I can have you guys help me. They didn't eat in the employee area. Dude, I don't know. I'm at a loss here. I'm at an absolute loss. Because I've played my card. How can they drive the van? I feel like I'm just gonna keep on pushing the van. Like, I'm gonna keep pushing the van. I don't care. If I lose, whatever. I'm gonna keep pushing the van. It's the van. That's the key here. It contradicts it! What's wrong with you? I am thinking before I make the accusation. It makes sense. How'd they drive the van if the path is blocked by the stupid monkey head, dude? Alright, I'm going to present the monkey head again. Ah, dang it. I went through it all the way again. I found the contradiction. I'm going to present the monkey head again. I'm presenting the monkey head. The witness's statement is clearly faulty. I think I found the key because he says something different here. How do you not see the faulty stuff? How? Dude, this sucks. I'm mad. I'm very upset right now. I'm very upset right now. I'm about to lose because of this nonsense, man. This is ridiculous. Because for some reason my evidence doesn't make sense when it makes all the sense in the world. Like I'm very, very frustrated right now. Like, I'm sorry, but this is very annoying. I don't know what's going on here. That makes sense to me. Right? Like, am I missing something here completely? It says the meeting ended at 4, and this blocked the trail till 4. But that said, I mean, what, you're supposed to move it immediately? I have no evidence to prove she didn't eat the steak. Whatever, man. I'm gonna present this just full send. This doesn't work. I'm gonna pause this recording. We're gonna restart, at least back to this point where we are, and I'm gonna try to figure something else out. Cause I'm just gonna full send, go for it, whatever. Ha! As I thought. Oh, did I get it? You claim you ate a T-bone steak, but I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? I got it. Oh, this sucks. I only have this one thing left. Look at this. It's a plate. This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it's a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manila are at a table outside the trailer. There's no bones on the plate. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. Oh, she's upset. Miss Vasquez? Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? She ate the bone! Obviously. Come on. It's pretty obvious. I think I know how. You ate the bone too. That would be so funny. You didn't eat the steak. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like that incinerator. I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Order! Are you saying... Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai, and then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. She's upset. She looks scary when she's upset. Kind of like April May or whatever from forever ago. Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? Edgeworth thinks so. What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright?
Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it.
Yes.
Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I.
Well, I only have one little wit left, so I gotta be careful. Any day, Vasquez.
Good luck, Nick. Good luck, Nick. Let's see, what was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, a samurai spear.
Yeah?
And I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon?
I don't know. I think you could.
It's not impossible.
Well, maybe it's not impossible, but...
Silence. I'm speaking.
Ha! Edgeworth, my man, I'm sorry, bro. We gotta get you a drink after this. We gotta hit the pub, get you a beer, man. This sucks for you.
The victim was stabbed through the chest from the front, yes? I believe this would indicate the victim was aware of the killer's presence. Now, the steel samurai costume is quite light and mobile. Compared to the victim, I am weaker and slower. I couldn't possibly win such a fight. Not to mention, there is proof I did not have the spear. The photograph of the steel samurai shows the victim himself was holding it. Or do you mean to suggest that I could have wrestled it away from him?
Yeah, take that right.
If you still think she did it, show us proof. Hey Nick, look at the data we have on that samurai spear on the court record. Isn't there something in there that gets to you? Something odd about the samurai spear?
Yeah, it's broken. Wait, something the matter, Mr. Wright? Sorry, Your Honor, I'd like to take back my previous claim. Very well, I won't hold you to your claim, but I'm afraid I will have to penalize— No! Alright. Here we go. I'm not even gonna, I'm just gonna power through the rest of this stuff to get right back to the point where we were. So everyone just bear with me. We're about to mash some buttons. Here we go. You can go really fast if you try. Yeah, Edgeworth is on whatever, come on. Alright, let's go. Let's hear that statement, come on. Here we go, she's gonna talk about pontification, whatever. Edgeworth is going to be upset. Alright, let's hear that testimony. Let's go. Yep, ended at 4. Blah, 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 blah. He's dead. Yada, 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 yada. Okay. Yeah, Sal took you. We know this. We've been through it. It is what it is. Here we go. Banned court record. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, cross-examination. Here we go. Burp, burp. Burp, 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 burp. Okay. Okay, here we go. We're doing the T-bone steak thing. T-bone steak, T-bone steak, T-bone steak. She didn't eat the T-bone steak. Da, 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 da. She's scary when she looks upset. Like, she just looks really, really terrifying to me. You didn't eat the steak. La da 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 da. Meeting the Steel Samurai. So I don't know, man. Blah, 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 blah. She's meeting Steel Samurai. Da 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 da. Here we go. Okay, here we go. We're almost back to it. She's getting really cocky now. I was willing to say it would be as boring as all the rest. And I've already read that part. She wants to have a battle of wits. I'll have you know I am almost maybe as smart as you. Alright, here we go.
Let's see, what was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, a samurai spear.
Yeah?
I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon?
You couldn't, could you?
I think you have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Ha, you see. Yes, however, that has no bearing on this case.
Meaning?
The samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What?
Here I come. Slam dunk.
What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove the steel samurai spear was not used as a murder weapon. I wonder if it's that. The shaft has been mended with duct tape. I feel like the point that's been mended isn't going to be important. I'm going to go ahead and just put it out there. If not, I'm going to do the picture. I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast, Edgeworth. Not so fast. Remember that this spear broke during the morning action scene run-through, but someone fixed the spear. It was a security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence! I'm the one testifying here, and I will be heard.
Oh, my guy.
I'm sorry, man. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell, what was? How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer?
I can tell you. I know exactly what it was.
Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was?
It's the fence. We saw it was bent. She doesn't have to be in front of the guy. She can push him over. I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then. This right here. Look at that! Look at this photo.
What is this?
Why, that's Jack Hammer sitting at the top of the stairs.
Order! Order!
If I cannot order this trial, if I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does it have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it. See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What? Are you saying... Yes. What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again. Oh, baby. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside Studio 2. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I don't know. She's like, I gotta get the drag of this. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way he caused another man to die. 5 years ago. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my scriptwriting staff. You deny what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say, for the sake of an argument, that Hammer died in the trailer as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stair to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? Either she couldn't deal with it or she had another way. I'm gonna go she couldn't deal with it. She had her mafia buddies do it. 15 minutes is kind of a short amount of time. You see, even I cannot do the impossible. Therefore, Mr. Wright, I didn't do it. Agreed? Not agreed.
What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? For instance... Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry the body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. Well, obviously, the van. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1, and you used the studio van to do it. I got you now. Oh, what you gonna do? Recall your testimony. There was 3 rehearsals afterwards, and we went to Studio 1.
That was my impersonation of Phoenix impersonating Vasquez.
I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me.
You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body in the magistrate costume. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget, it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Of course he was. Of course Salmonella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose. You win. It was fun. Like, when? What? She's just gonna... So what now? Don't question mark me. Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Well, wait, so you mean D. Vasquez. So it was you. You killed Jack Hammer. Who can say? Huh? What? What? Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits, and the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What? What? Order. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course, it's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof. Well, there's no proof that Will Powers did that with the new evidence either, because he was sleeping. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? Testify again. Testify again. The best bet. I'd like you to testify again. Testify again. No one to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before, the truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? A waste of time. She got me. To come so far, I come so far, and I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. Only to fail. As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Miss Vasquez. Wait! My boy? Is Edgeworth coming in? Is this Edgeworth redemption arc? Yes, Miss Edgeworth. I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I did. No. Now I see. Very well. Your Honor, he just came up with it. I request the witness testify again. My boy. You're the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about? Well, yes, indeed, verily I say, go! I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body. Very nice, Edgeworth, very nice. Edgeworth redemption arc coming in hot. Very well.
The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter.
Nick, why did Edgeworth...
Who knows? He probably realized she did it too.
But wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that... Edgeworth.
Whenever someone says, like, a character's name like that,
Edgeworth.
it means there's a redemption arc or, like, some new appreciation for the character coming in. Alright, here we go.
Officer Stalin old-bagged the security lady when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police. Then Powers showed up. The security lady Oldbag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying,
He did it!
I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home.
Fishy. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Okay, Nick, we're close, real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick.
Right. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and just press on everything again. That's what we do here. What time was that?
We were to meet at 5 o'clock for the rehearsal.
So I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manella arrive at the studio?
About 10 minutes before.
I wasn't stuffing any bodies in the costumes, mind you. Press harder. Always press harder. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio?
They weren't there yet.
Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help.
Oh? What did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes?
You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. Oh, she whipped the boy out. The witness will continue testimony. Yeah. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct?
So he says.
Did no one go to call him?
Remember
what?
There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm?
You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Whatever. You're gonna keep pressing harder, every time. Wait a second, wouldn't that be the other way around?
The other way around?
You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez?
Logically speaking, perhaps, but no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting a location. No one noticed he was missing.
He's a star! And he looks like a Wolverine. How does he not look distinct to you? Poor Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez, you may continue.
What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent, completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry, I'm late.
Sorry, I'm late.
Then silence, dead silence.
Huh?
Silence. Hey, Nick, why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up.
Hang on, guys. I am... Okay.
Hold that, security lady. Why did security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going toward the studio.
Right, the Steel Samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word?
Perhaps not. She seems to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all this after the fact. That photograph, meaning the one taken by a security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hannah.
I don't think there's anything in there I can use. You asked to be left out.
Yes, it seems that everyone else was questioned, and I'm really not fond of that sort of thing.
But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question.
Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we're in a meeting, there was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us.
Covered for you, or covered it up for you. There must have been a lot riding on it with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. Went back to the trailer, get my script and direction notes. Script and your direction notes.
Yes, they're quite valuable. I wouldn't do to have them stolen.
No, I guess not. Press harder. Because we always press harder here. Wait a second, I thought you came to Studio 1 for rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your scripted notes?
Well, I was under the impression we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder, after all. Who'd think of rehearsing after that?
But why did she bring this to begin with? They haven't found the body yet. My boy?
Your Honor! I have an objection to the witness's last statement.
Huh?
Think! Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means?
She already knew there was a body. She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio 1. Edgeworth! Yes! 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 That's just what I was saying. I love you. Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth! What have you just said? It's a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move, or are you thinking of a career change to defense? I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me.
So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense? What kind of court is this?
Kangaroo court, man.
No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal.
Okay. I knew Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. How did you know about the injury?
How did I know? Sal, he told me.
Sal, the director.
You have to find something to peg this on her here, or everything we've done till now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him.
Let's go ahead and just look at our evidence here. What do we have? Dragging one leg. Was Hammer the one who hurt his wrist, though? There's gotta be something I'm overlooking here. Call the police, then Powers shows up. Do we have any idea when Powers was sleeping until? I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left him behind. Man, I feel like it's got to be something like that, because Hammer wasn't the one that was injured, right? It was Powers. Or am I misremembering things? I'm going to go ahead and present this photo. I don't know why. I just feel... Did I nail it?
You knew that Hammer was injured. Don't you think that's a little funny?
I mean, it wasn't Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers.
What?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Mr. Wright, explain yourself. It's because, this is why, he's dragging the leg in the photo. So, she thinks that it is Hammer in the costume because she killed Hammer while he was in the costume. She had no way of knowing, based on that fact, that Powers was actually the one who got hurt. Because when she sees Hammer dragging his leg in that picture, she thinks, and she knows she saw Hammer in it later, she assumes Hammer was hurt, when in fact he was not. It was Powers. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. But pretending. One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? Because you saw him in the Steel Samurai costume. I already told you. It was Sal who told me. That's right, he must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez. Actually, you didn't hear anything, Mr. Manella. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but was it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg, too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Ah, and when he was doing this? Well, it would have had to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. She thought she was killing Powers. Right? That's why you're confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Order, order! I will have order. Witness, can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well, I have a question for you. Oh man, we're going long today, boys, I can tell. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? There is a reason. It is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on this matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive? Of course I can. Okay, I have proof, and I'll show it to you. I present the court as evidence Miss Vasquez's motive in this murder. Should I just present the picture again? This is my proof. This is the photo from before. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial, it began on that day, 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall, his fall from stardom. His guilt outweighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day, and Mr. Hammer's last role as evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly, it was constantly source of shame for the ex-star. One moment, Mr. Wright. We're talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have? Yes, that's right, according to what you say. I would have had no reason to kill Mr. Hammer. He was a good source of income for me, and I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder. What if I went and she had no motive? She just did it. But that wouldn't work. Because without a motive, the whole case falls apart. So I have to have a motive. But nothing here... Nothing here can really... You know what? I'm just gonna go with this. I have plenty of points to spare. She had no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? It's Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. What? What? Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill D. Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. Ah! That's it. We got her. She broke the cigarette. Or pipe, or whatever it was. So, you did do it, didn't you? Yes, I am guilty. It was me.
Someone call an ambulance. There's blood everywhere. We're too late.
Miss Vasquez! What happened here?
Manuel fell from the trailer stairs.
Oh wait, no, that's Jack Hammer.
Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel! Manuel! Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No, no! How could this... It was an accident. Mr. Hammer's doing an action scene and... No, Manuel! Manuel! Don't touch him! Don't touch him! Miss Vasquez! Please, please don't die. Please. What? That was weird. Flashback. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again.
Mr. Edgeworth, where's G. Vasquez?
In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collected as ever.
I see. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
It appears you have brought about yet another miracle.
Thanks, Your Honor. Appreciate that.
I think not, Your Honor.
Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle.
Yes, and you're right. Very well. This court finds a defendant, Mr. Will Powers. And that is all. This court is adjourned.
Hey! We did it. We did it. We did it. Okay, we only failed once.
I don't know what to say. Thanks so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yeah, but it's sad. I know now Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Mr. Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for the murder, it makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright.
Huh? Tell me, why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me?
Well, this is what I think.
Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because... It's because you were the Steel Samurai.
I was a Steel Samurai.
Hammer's a big star once, but when he was used to acting in a kid's show, and as the villain to boot, the kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you.
I think I understand.
You could have just told me. I would have changed places with him any time.
I think you're missing the point. Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I.
So am I. Congratulations, WP.
Oh, thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back in that sweaty costume and... Is something wrong?
No, of course not.
What?
Nick Edgeworth.
Say something, Wright. I'm not good at small talk.
Huh? What?
That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you?
No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away with it if you hadn't stepped in.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar.
Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you.
Mr. Wright? Was that guy your friend?
What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals, right, Nick? For now we are, I guess. Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick, tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth? We used to be brothers. And so the curtain closed on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, I missed that. They went back to making kid shows again. Pink Princess. Nick, this is it. The new show starts today. You're going to watch it with me, right? I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, I'll do it. Whatever, just get off my back. Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? He's playing the Pink Princess? Wonder if they'll show his face this time. I don't know. I didn't think the world was ready for the real Will Powers. We did it, fam. We did it. Proved another man innocent. Next up, Edgeworth is back. Let's go. Brand new episode has been added. What is this? Turnabout goodbyes. Yeah, we're gonna save. Overwrite that. And with that, that is wrapping up our
Turnabout, samurai, investigation, and I accidentally started this. I shouldn't have done that. Alright, ignore this, ignore this. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Don't look! Don't look! See you later, guys!